episode 26, What I Call Normal. What I call normal. And we're going to go down there to Professor C and Jasmine, because guess what? Jasmine has autism. Did anybody call? Ding! I'm here. And because I work in this field and there's a lot of very sensitive information, I'm just going to give you the basis of it from HIPAA. The Health Insurance Propriety and Accountabilities Act, HIPAA, sets standards for the protection of sensitive patient information, including that of individuals with autism. Here are some key points regarding HIPAA regulations as they are related to autism. Protected health information. Confidentiality. Patients' rights. Minimum necessary standards. Safeguards. Disclosure for treatment. Special consideration for minors. If the individual with autism is a minor, parents or guardians typically have the right to access their health information. However, as individuals transition into adulthood, they gain more control over their own health information. And also, what I call normal is I get up, check on Mobo and Champ. Mobo and Champ are my two dogs. I got a Staffordshire Aussie, and I have a Belgian Milano Dutch Fox. Fellas, what's up? So we're going to go down there to Professor C. Professor C, what it do?
Jasmine, how are you going to prioritize stuff in your life? You recognize these things, you learn from them, and ultimately, in the end, it's your choice. Excuse me, John, what's up? What can I do for you today?
And Jasmine, because guess what? Jasmine has autism.
Great, I'm here with Jasmine, and she has autism. Jasmine, why don't you recite that beautiful poem? What is it called? A Clean Break.
Thank you, Professor. This is called a clean break. In the silence where echoes fade, we find the strength to unafraid. With whispered words, we set it right. A path reborn in morning light. No lingering shadows, no tethered chains, just fresh beginnings where hope remains. With every step, we leave the past, a clean break formed, a love recast. Hearts once heavy, now take flight. In open skies, we seek the bright. Letting go, we learn to soar, embracing change. Forevermore, this is Jasmine from Life Skills TTP, and out.
Thank you, Jasmine. And yes, it was a beautiful poem. We appreciate you sharing. We appreciate you. Now, back to business. Now, Professor Seed, I need you to break down autism, the spectrum, regulations, and just the basics of autism. Appreciate it.
Autism, or autism spectrum disorder (ASD), is a complex neurodevelopmental condition characterized by challenges in social interaction, communication, and repetitive behaviors or restricted interests. It is referred to as a spectrum because it encompasses a wide range of symptoms and levels of impairment, varying significantly from one individual to another. Some individuals may have significant intellectual disabilities, while others may possess average or above average intelligence, often excelling in areas such as mathematics or music. Early signs of autism can often be observed in childhood, including delayed speech development, difficulty in understanding social cues, and a strong preference for routine. The exact causes of autism are still being researched, but a combination of genetic and environmental factors is believed to contribute to its development. Individuals with autism may also experience co-occurring conditions such as anxiety, ADHD, or sensory processing disorders. Early intervention and tailored support can greatly improve outcomes, helping individuals with autism lead fulfilling lives and develop meaningful relationships. Understanding and acceptance within society are crucial for fostering an inclusive environment that accommodates the unique strengths and challenges of those on the autism spectrum. I hope this helps. I'll let you get back to being normal.
Thank you, Professor Seed. Appreciate you for giving us some insight on autism. Now I'm going to get into my shared experience, what I call normal, and growing up, going back to 1986, what I called normal was I was responsible. I was driving at 16, 1986, and hip hop was in full effect. And there was this warehouse party. I'm responsible enough. My mother lets me use her Cadillac. I pick up Melanie and Claudia. Melanie and Claudia went to Independence. They was cool. Picked them up, picked up Nigel, us four. We head to this warehouse party. Like I tell you all the time, I am a creative person. I don't get into colors, but I understand them after a series of events, and this is one of them. So we show up to the warehouse party. It's cool. I say what's up to everybody. Now, I had put together this fit, and I had a little bit of red, black, and green in it. Like I said, I created clothes, and I got me some red shoelaces to throw in there. And so I show up at this point. Now, when I get there, I automatically, my antennas are up. People say, oh, your spidey sense or whatever. I never go against it. So my antennas are up, and dude looking down at my feet, he's like, man, what's up with that? And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm saying this to say, every time I go to these places like this, these people start this nonsense. Like, what are you talking about? I walked into something. We in San Jose. I don't even think there's any gangs in San Jose. I don't even know what this is. But apparently there had been some beef and some other stuff going on between other individuals, and they was trying to figure out who I was. So I tell Melanie and Claudia, I said, look, we finna get up out. I'm gonna go. You coming with me? I'm leaving in 10 minutes. I tell Nigel, come on, man, we jammed about 10 minutes. They ask no questions. Melanie did them because they know. They like, that's my ride. We finna go. So we leave the warehouse party. I go out, and a car parked next to my mother's Cadillac got some bullet holes in it. Literally, like I'm in a weird movie. And she's like, you see that? I said, oh, we out of here. Let's go. So we go, and we agree on going to Denny's. Down there in San Jose, here Tully Road, we go to Denny's. We chilling in Denny's at the same time it would have probably took if we stayed at the party, whatever like that. And people started showing up saying, man, this is crazy, man, they got into it. Mark Taylor and all them got into it. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, man, they had to take him to the hospital. And they was just explaining all this. I was like, what? And they were looking at me, and I was like, yeah. And then after that, I took him home, went home, woke up to find out Mark Taylor was dead. And apparently, and this is a story, they were fighting. He punched his hand went through the window. He cut his artery from his arm. Whatever, they scuffle, they get out of there. He gets in the car. They driving him to the hospital. They get pulled over, and I don't know if he made it to the hospital. They got there because they stopped him. I'm not going to get into that. He just passed away. And that was another sign for me at 16 years old. Pay attention to my inner voice. Remember I talked about my inner voice? I think it's episode 2 or 3. But I listened to it, and that's what I call normal. And I realized boring is cool. I don't even have to go through all of that. So what I call normal. Next thing I'm going to slide in is, and what I call normal in peer-to-peer or mental health and the perception and the perspective of things are way different. I'll just tell you about myself. Like, I could take the simplest thing, and because I quietly don't have all the answers for it and fully analyzed it, I'm going to take it to the furthest capacity that there is, and then I'm going to work my way back. Well, that's excellent for anger management. So I'll throw that in there. That's excellent for anger management, but not excellent for what I call normal. Because in hindsight, if I am approaching things in a paranoid, schizophrenic type behavior, and it is noticeable to other people, like expressing they, them, man, they always doing that, this ain't, blah, blah, blah. I'm bringing that energy to me. Now, normal for them, but disruptive for me. So what I call normal is completely different. It's like, I don't expect people to behave like I do, which means I have to be defensive. What I call normal. I'm not saying you, I'm just saying me. How do I get there? I gotta have a certain amount of space around me, what I call normal. I put myself in a position where I do have an anchor that if I need to just go out there, I can just go out there by myself. Ain't nobody out there. Dogs might join in. I got birds, the whole nine. I'm going to start rolling some of that. I've been filming a little bit of it. I do have the DIY of how when I came here and set this stuff up. What I call normal, though, boring. Trying to establish something. Trying to set something in stone. Something that's going to create currency. Something that I'm going to be able to not only have fun, but benefit from. What I call normal. Right there in the springtime, that's how it looks. Be out there hiking in mountains. Tapping in. But what I call normal is boring. But I understand now that boring is fantastic, because I've had a lot of drama, chaos, death, and all of those things that I don't call normal that I have to deal with because they're in my family tree. So what I call normal is different. My stuff is boring. I'm going to conclude with this and this is a gem for you people out there that are covering this, that want to do this. When you hear keywords like autism, do your research. There's a lot of things that go into that with HIPAA. There's a lot of things an individual can't say. They're protected by certain regulations and things of that nature. So I'm going to conclude with understanding these regulations is crucial for healthcare providers and families to ensure that individuals with autism receive appropriate care while maintaining their privacy and rights under HIPAA. All you have to do is look it up, HIPAA. Thank you guys for hanging out. This is episode 26, What I Call Normal. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Until next week. Get down.